Took me a minute, but we're here. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing okay, Sater. Hope you stay safe, man. Another Ace Attorney stream? Kinda.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended? Were you looking for us, Navia? Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Sorry.
Hello, Minato.
Don't say that now.
And we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire. Sorry about that. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know,
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us at...
well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. It would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if Boss Navia's treating...
Oh, wonderful.
Alright then, let's have our farewell...
Phoenix, right? Is that you? I'm gonna need your help, boy. Oh. Objection. I'm still not feeling too well tonight, chat, so forgive me if I'm not as peppy as I could be. So, anyone heard from John recently? Except for the time he shit talked me yesterday. Bro is dying.
I came here several times with my father when I was little. But
So is John just fucking dead?
Paimon's getting excited already!
in that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Him, Mothy. Him, Mothy.
Everything looks so good! People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life!
Paimon,
Why, of course.
all you do is eat
Try
and
one.
shit talk.
If the food's good, I'll make a group
A lightweight kind of a vibe.
Vanity Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Ooh, chat. I don't know how long
In that
the stream will last. Probably until I get to the end of the Archon quest. Because I am.
Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Aren't you trying to say my pronouns on Discord? It was Timothy. Ah.
Do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved.
Be safe, Minato. Be safe.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
Hello, your child.
Even the smallest step can seem like
Hello, hello.
a running chasm if the trail of clues is cut off.
See you, Minato. Be safe out there. Orange Rainbow Friend. I'm glad you're feeling better, by the way, Orange Rainbow Friend.
That the authorities might conduct.
Shorter's one of everything.
It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To
See your devious ears from your ears. Sure, I'll see your ears, bro.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell.
I want to see your ears, not your eats, bro.
Further interest in this business, right? Let's
Now, I'm pretty sure you meant ears and you're just trying to say eats, bro. You get your ears pierced or something?
your plans.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been
No, I'm pretty sure you meant ears, dude. Not like food. You can't eat ears, dog.
I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance.
Well, I'm looking at it, but Mr. Fondue, all I can see is your pale as fuck leg, bro. I can't help but notice that little pale nub that you call a knee down there, bro.
Being a little more practical, this plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under your bed. Then wake her up in the day and demand.
It's right there through the grate, bro. That shit is just, that shit's so pale. It looks like snow on top of a damn mountain.
This one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work.
That's pants? Okay, I'll believe you, bro.
The problem is, we don't want to
You just pale as fuck.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep. All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusation she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels...
It's clearly pants. Yeah, that's what a pale person would want to say. Bro, you're like, dude, you were so fucking pale. Just say it. Just say you're pale. It's okay. It's okay. We won't judge you. We will not judge you for being so pale that goth women are jealous. It's okay, Mr. Fondue.
My Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Nah, dude, I've known some pretty white Mexicans from Mexico, man. I don't give a shit if you're Mexican or not. You fucking pale as shit in that picture, bro. The sun reflects off that. It's so pale. Get as bad as you want. I seen your little knee. That shit was pale. If there are black Italians, there could be white Mexicans. Exactly, Justin. It ain't pants, bro. It's your little pale ass knee. Shut the fuck up. Okay, buddy. Alright, chat. Everybody leave Mr. Fondue alone. We'll believe that it's totally quote-unquote pants and not how pasty pale he is.
Nothing. It was just some...
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again.
Nice pair of pants, bro.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Mr. Pasty Do out here. Oh, wait, Mr. Very Light Pants Do out here getting mad, calling us salt lickers. Look, he lost the mystery on his... Oh, damn, Fondue is on his villain arc. Okay. Light Pants Do. That's what we'll call him. Or Pasty Pants. We'll call him Pasty Pants Do.
Kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vacher, right? Hey, traveler! Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
It's an Oceanid.
My dear Vacher. You seem to be...
Can I say what I see?
Mm-mm.
Who am I? I'm very sorry,
Actually, if you want to, you can.
my memories...
Do you want me to?
Yeah, tell Mr. Fondue what you said about his white pants.
Bro, it's okay if you're a Mexican Edward Cullens. At least on the plus side, you don't burn in sunlight, you reflect like sparkling diamonds. Look majestic as fuck while eating your food, bro. It's fine.
I showed L. L what, bruh? Oh no, you sent me a picture of khaki pants. Those aren't the pants I've seen in that picture, bruh. You just pasty white. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. You see how pale white that shit is? You see how pale white that little nub of a knee is, right?
Also, how am I supposed to... Wait, wait.
Look at this. That ain't the same pair of fucking pants. He just wouldn't pull out a pair of khakis, bruh. If that shit was khaki, it'd blend right in with that fucking grate.
Okay, first of all, what kind of depressing ass Lunchable you think you're doing? Second of all, how the fuck am I supposed to tell it's your knee? Okay, I could probably think that that was just like a random piece of your damn shoe.
But you look at it, see how white that is? You see how white that shit is?
Also,
look.
No, go to the other photo. Go to the other damn photo. That does not look like pants. It looks like a fucking armrest to a couch, my guy.
Dude, it's obviously different too.
Bro, next time you go buy khaki pants, don't get the fucking off-brand.
The shadow from under the table. Oh, dude, that ain't a shadow. That shit's so white. That shit's whiter than an old man's hair, bro.
All I see is a shitty-ass little table that you found at a picnic spot and some depressing-ass Lunchables. Bro, it's so depressing even I don't want it. And I'm major depressed. I take meds for my shit. That's saying something. Cam is fucking going in. Well, I'm glad it tastes good, because it damn sure don't look good. Shit looks about as appetizing as normal school food, and school food looks like ass. Bro, I'm eating a straight-up manicotti noodle because I had leftovers from making actual flavorful manicotti. Even them fucking plain-ass noodles with nothing on them but just a little pasta water looks more appetizing than that depressed-ass Lunchable that you got. And I know you got it from the damn discount store. Cause ain't no Lunchables has a clear fucking wrapper. That's some discount bin shit. And what the fuck kind of chocolate glazed M&M cookie were you eating, boy? Fuck you eat at homeless shelter?
I'm never showing my eats again.
Fucking Mr. Fondue walked up in that restaurant like, yeah, can I get the $5 to-go meal? Yes, sir, it comes with this shitty-ass $2 Lunchable that we got at the Dollar Tree. Why wasn't it $1 then? Well, you see, because of inflation, sir, it does not have...
Okay, I understand the anger.
What does it say?
But it was good!
Yeah, it probably tastes good because that's all you can afford. I know what that shit feel like. You know what it's like to be the poor kid out of your fucking friend group? You show up and they all got this nice ass like slices of pizza. One of them's got fucking fish sticks, and you look at yours and you got a shitty ass BB&J. With a fucking leftover toaster strudel from your fucking breakfast that morning. Shit is depressing. Him, he went off. Probably.
You was no longer section in California.
And what?
You're no longer sanctioned in California. Not like you wanted to fucking go there anyways.
Bro, where the fuck you at where they got this where they got this bullshit at? Florida. I knew it. Oh shit, Maloo's getting it. He's just French Alfred.
He is just French Alfred.
The Bronx.
Yeah, plot is happening.
Alright, Mr. Fondue, I'm done roasting your ass. Yo, shitty Lunchable.
Oh, his pasty ass leg.
Bro, I don't even give a fuck about his pasty ass leg. Don't come after me saying that I'm blind as fuck. Nah, boy, you blind as fuck thinking that you look bougie with that shitty ass little Lunchable.
Okay, you said you were done.
No.
You said you were done.
With that shitty ass Lunchable on a cardboard tray. From the fucking discount bin.
Alright, let's all pay attention.
Bro, them buttons holding on for dear life.
Should have been me!
They are fucking, that's not DiGiorno, it's the struggle for those poor buttons.
But before I do so, could you explain how you
Alright, so chat can hear. I'm gonna turn this up.
It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last
All right,
words
Satyr, be
were
safe
to
out there,
ensure
bro.
your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do
Those
the
buttons
same.
be like Toby Spider-Man trying to hold back the train!
Do not speak of my father.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Corand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Objection! The performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these garter mechs? I thought only those associated with a Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Corand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clarand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably probably couldn't have fought them off.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Cool, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
What do you want to see to prove that that is pants? Nothing you send me will prove that it's pants, because I know that that was a different color than what I seen under that table, my dude.
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted?
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as
Yes, it's from the primordial sea. It's that type that would cause her to dissolve.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
What? Why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then? Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That would appear to be the
That
case.
doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that is important. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped.
I have a very interesting fact about the name Vache. If anyone
he was
is
at least at the crime scene.
interested.
But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened? Yes, thank you. This is very important information. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Is Loyal Guy a traitor? Captain 1v1 me in Halo Infinite. I'm sucks. I'm playing it.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Chad, I may be disappearing here in just a second because I'm about to eat some food. Also, real quick before I go anywhere, chat, listen how fucking good this shit is, bro. Listen to the soundtrack, dude. Anyone can say what they want about Hoyoverse games, but they know how to fucking, like... Dude, their fucking shit is the bomb, bro. Their soundtracks, they know how to make good soundtracks, dude. And no one could convince me otherwise.
Imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all,
don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it!
Unethical
I'll bet she's a little tight. Damn it!
In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like
I was doing so good.
Everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
You should start putting that last part of your sentence in quotation marks,
You'll
man.
allow me to explain?
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful.
Quote unquote, right? Yeah.
3 years ago, he was accused
I
of
do
murdering
understand
his
that
own
you
friend.
want me to believe it's pants, but I know it's not.
To defend his honor, instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not
Okie
only
dokie,
requested
broski.
the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
Okay. Cool, bro. Cool story, bro. I don't give a shit.
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced?
Okie dokie,
framed?
artichoke.
Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfit. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him? Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right.
Sorry, Chad. I'm being quiet because I
That's
want
the
us to all pay
information I
attention to
wanted
the
to share with
story.
you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. Paimon's beat.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
All right, chat. Let's get going.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh?
Even John thinks it's funny.
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle.
You're right, Justin.
But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceaned you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice. The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Neuvillette's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy.
I
so
fucking
please leave
love
if you don't have a reason to
the
be here.
fucking Melazines, bro.
No.
I want
What I
one.
meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
They do. They have
today
small
to
sass.
and archive some information on a... Of course. Don't worry.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
And like that, they're so trustworthy. They're so trustworthy. Then, like, you can just lie to them, and they'll be like, okay, you can go ahead. Oh my god. Alright, let's go see Hydro Edgy Wedgy. Hydro Edgeworth?
Please come in.
Hello, Hydro Edgeworth. We're here.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Neuvillette. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
You know what my other favorite thing about our boy here is? Besides the fact he's just a giant Edgeworth reference, he also has Bucciarati's English dub voice actor.
looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Captain Pyro? Yo, did you look on the Discord and see Mr. Fundu's pasty ass knee?
No?
You should go look at it. And then he sent us a picture of khaki pants like a few minutes later trying to act like it's different.
Okay, give me a second.
He wants us to think it's pants. I know it's not.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
That
Miss
is a
Navia,
human knee.
I can understand how you feel.
It's pasty white, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's fucking white as shit, ain't it? And then he sends a picture of khaki pants like 2 minutes later, and he wants to say that those are the same thing. It is, I swear. Alright, it's okay. Like Cam said, if you're Mexican Edward Collins, we won't judge you.
Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I also can't believe this is fucking Noctis from Final Fantasy XV's voice actor.
Are you trying to console
Wait, it
me?
is?
Yeah.
Extend your sympathy? Or just
You know, now I can
express
hear
some
it, though.
tendril of
You
regret?
can, it's just really hard because he has rage, bro.
Yeah.
No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things
I'm
because
not
you
white.
felt
The
like
more you
should.
defend not being white, the more I think you're actually white. Like, the more you're like, I'm not white, the more I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure you might be white now. Is mayonnaise spicy, Mr. Fondue?
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the
Man,
duel
it
to go ahead.
must suck having a voice like the Hydro Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
In your
You know what I
eyes,
mean?
the value of a human life
Because you can't
is
really,
nothing
like,
compared to
express
those
emotion
cold laws
like
you
that.
hold so dear.
You know?
I'm built for spicy food. Okay, that white leg says otherwise, but...
If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
This fucking story quest is actually really good. This is one of the very few that I haven't hated replaying. I actually really enjoyed replaying it.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
Oh, that means that after that conversation, Nuvalet felt like shit. He started to cry. Aww.
How strange.
Yeah,
That's
because
so
like he can't
sad.
express emotion, bro. Like it must kill him.
And if the Hydro Dragon cries, it rains. That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Oh yeah, that could, yeah, it can't be. Once he comes out and he's in the game, because he's coming in the next update, we'll be able to look at his constellation. And if his constellation is a fucking dragon, he's the Hydro Dragon.
What is it? Did you think
I think it's obvious that he's not like human.
Yeah.
It is, because his eyes are
It was
different.
uncovered and the rain could fall there.
But like, if his constellation is that of a
Could
dragon,
have affected the
it's
crime scene.
confirmed.
That thought hasn't
Right.
occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
If he's not the Hydro Dragon, we delete reality. I'm with you, bro,
Yes.
because like everything hints towards him being the Hydro Dragon.
You don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to All right, then I'll wait for you.
Oh wow, I'm actually in Fontaine City and it's raining. That's different. It never rains in cities. Yeah. Nuvalet's sad. He's a sad boy right now. He's having a cry sesh. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. Sorry. I'm sorry we made you sad. Hey, commitment to canon.
What a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our
That
home.
Paimon just said shit's been confused.
Alright, chat. I think we're gonna take a small break here. Not like I'm gonna hit you with the BRB screen break yet. I'm just gonna, like, disappear for a split second. And Captain Pyro's gonna talk to you and entertain you. BRB, motherfuckers!
Alright, so what's up, chat? We'll see, Mr. Fundu. Or Fundu. I've noticed that your name's, it was like Captain Mr. Fundu at one point. Like, is it soon that it's just going to be do or just fun? I'm not sure on that, Fundu.
Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important
Pyro, I
partners.
thought we were best
You
friends.
said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
I am about to disappear for a couple minutes though, because
Here
I
reminded
gotta
me of
eat.
something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Malus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of
Shrooms.
potion?
Mushrooms!
Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, the boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now.
Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired. You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however...
Laughs even harder.
Though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to...
Hey, Captain! There were 2 gunshots in the latest Ace Attorney case, remember? I do.
It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person?
I remember!
And yet,
I can't say the rest of that line from South Park or I'm gonna get in trouble, but...
I remember! Any of the secrets he knew. Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find...
I will not spoil it, but if they end up being in the same situation, I'm going to silently laugh even
For the
harder.
victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live. And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true.
I hope we're enjoying
Things
Genshin
like
Ace
if I
Attorney
had
Edition,
wanted,
chat.
I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization.
You still there, Captain
that's been in
Pyro?
operation for decades.
Yeah, I'm just
There's no
listening
telling
in
what
on the
might be
story.
lying in wait at their headquarters.
It's a really good
We
story.
also have no idea
It
what
is.
kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Super serious? You mean this quest? Is that what you mean, Justin?
True. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
Yeah.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing...
Alright, let's hear the suspect list, chat. Take notes.
3 people. The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
No, he doesn't. He's just known as the boss right now. I don't know. They might be keeping his name secret for like an in-game reason that we don't know yet.
Uncle Marcel.
It's
Could
a
be
guild
very
of
important
Poisson.
later down the line.
The boss
Yeah.
helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting
All right,
against
chat.
has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most.
Who do you think it is?
Almost too hard to believe.
Out of our 3 suspects, who do you think it is?
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you.
You're too kind, my lady. And before I forget, proving bosses.
That's okay, Pasty
would
Dude.
also mean clearing after that.
I cannot say right now?
Jacques' wife
Okay.
and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today.
Pasty dude.
I don't know yet who it is. All
If
right.
it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can
Ralph,
make
your
the
mic is
necessary
kind of
arrangements.
crackling.
Glitchy. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me a second.
I didn't say you were white. I said you were pasty.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
There we go. We've started the case.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
All right, everyone. Let's start paying very close attention. 3 years ago on a razy night, banquet goers heard 2 gunshots outside the house. When they reached the scene, Collis had a gun in his hands, and Jacques had been shot and slain. Based on the investigations done then, there was no possibility that anyone else could have done the deed and escaped, and Collis was thus adjudged to have been the culprit. So the boss's name is Collis.
Is that better?
Excuse me, miss.
That's a little bit better, yes,
Do you
definitely.
need anything from us?
Alright.
How many times was Jacques shot, though? I don't know. Did we get that yet? Had been shot and slain. It doesn't say. All we know is that there was a gun. We heard 2 gunshots. Callus was the one with the gun in his hand.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the 2 of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mura and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that come.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Jacques' family believes that he had struggled greatly with the order to kill Callis. Did Callis act in self-defense, or was there more to the incident?
Interesting.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Oh, almost just fell.
Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
Yeah, don't do that.
Laurent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance?
Also, chat, I'm about to disappear and eat some dinner.
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House? Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day
What's up, B-Hacker? It's been a while.
my father, it was raining
Hey,
outside,
how's it going?
and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case.
Can you check my account? I'm not on Asia server. I'm North America, man. I can't check your account.
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was
Okay, I can check it on that network, but
table.
just send your UID to the chat, please.
He wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone.
Oh, there we go. There's our answer. The first shot didn't hit anyone. The second shot
really
killed
bought that
Jock.
explanation.
Okay, so there's 2 shots.
There was 2 shots, 1 hit, 1 didn't. Let me look at your account real quick. All right. It's 6156. 86156 1486. $54, 176, very nice. What's his defense? Very nice. Zhongli using the black tassel, 49,000 HP, 25 over 142, very nice. Ganyu, ooh. 30 over 226, nice. C0, 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 C0. 212, 104, very fucking nice. 206, 80, dude, hell yes.
Bro, these are nice.
68 over 188, nice. What's her EM? 899? I'd work on the EM. I would work on her EM, that's the only thing I could say. I would just work on her EM. I don't know how to build Bennett, so I can't say much about Bennett. Very nice.
She could up the EM by giving her map of mare instead of sacrificial fragments.
Is food ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right, chat. We'll see you in a minute. We'll be right back to continue on with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Genshiниmpact Edition. See you guys in a little bit.
being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made
Excuse
sure to
me.
confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
I think that's kind of what we just got from him, is we're not sure that it was
About
Callus's gun.
Malus told me a thing or two, so I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
He was also present at the banquet on the day of the case and can provide evidence that Callus did not carry a gun with him when he went out. Puts him on the good side so far, yes, definitely. I'm not too suspicious of him, to be honest. So, we'll see. I have thoughts.
Thierry,
I'm not sure if
it's
they're all
me.
together yet.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Lenny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well,
So he can,
recently,
okay,
we
wait.
were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city.
He has the power to dispatch Gardamex on his own. But then again, whoever sent the Gardamex, because they didn't have serial numbers, would have to be somebody with a shitload of money.
So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching
What's up,
mecha is
Bison?
very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would
I'm back. What's up?
definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
We're piecing together the case.
Oh, okay.
We're on the turnabout impact right now.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Theory is the person responsible for official contact between the Spina di la Rosa and the guards. According to him, only the sufficiently rich can privately own large numbers of Gardamex. I believe it would be strange for the guards not to notice a loss of serial numbers on the robots, or that they have a less supply of them. Yes, very true.
It's true, yeah. Very sound logic.
Very. This is like the best Genshin quest, but it's probably just because I've been so into Ace Attorney that this quest just came out at the right time. Because I bet if I wasn't a big Ace Attorney fan, this would have been so stupid to me.
Probably, but it also feels like the stakes are a bit higher than normal Archon quests.
Very true. Let's go talk to Uncle, whatever the fuck his name is. Marcel. Uncle Marcel.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory.
Suspicious.
The Confrérie was responsible for the banquet, so I was out and about.
Damn, the Confrérie is rich as fuck.
I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Then I heard the sound of a gunshot. 2 gunshots. Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's okay. No need to push yourself.
That was hella sauce.
We'll ask around.
That was hella sauce.
See if there are any valuable
Shush.
Shush.
Let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
I only heard 1 shot, and he's rich as shit.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already...
Alright, let's go over all this. 3 years ago, on a rainy night, banquet goers heard 2 gunshots outside the house. When they reached the scene, Callus had a gun in his hands, and Jacques had been shot and slain. Okay. Florent, the advisor to Spina de la Rosa, claimed that he was very grateful to Callus for his kindness. He was also present at the banquet on the day of the case, and could provide evidence that Callus did not carry a gun with him when he went out. Thierry is the person responsible for official contact between the Spina de la Rosa and the guards. According to him, only the sufficiently rich can privately own a large number of Gardamex. Marcel is the leader of the Confrérie of Cabriere. Cabriere? Fuck.
I'm not sure.
And was the organizer of the banquet years prior. The Confrérie and the Spina de la Rosa have always maintained a close working relationship, though his recollection of the events of the case is quite foggy. He is willing to defend Navia.
Told him that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
Everything okay, Captain?
Yeah, I needed to ask him for some AA batteries because I can't find any in here.
Oh, okay.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Could he guarantee his safety after killing Callus? No, he couldn't.
Oh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father. Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow
This is some real Ace Attorney shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It was files and notes and shit. Yeah, this is starting to feel some like Ace Attorney shit.
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
I think I know. I know who among the 3 suspects have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex. But I'm gonna let chat decide. I'm pretty sure Jessica could piece this one together, because they had to be... To have privately owned ones, they had to be sufficiently rich. Yep. Marcel? Uncle Marcel, the one we talked to last? Is that who you're talking about?
He was really sus.
Didn't remember how many gunshots were shot. Said there was only 1 shot, the rest is history. He is sufficiently rich. Even if the advisor was rich, it comes from the company, so that would be strange. Very much so. I'm gonna go with Marcel.
Uncle Marcel?
I'm gonna be built like a Baki character. Basically huge as fuck.
A Baki character or a JoJo's character is like the dream physique for me, bro.
Facts as fuck.
Like, if I could be as built as one of them, bro, I'd be so happy. I want Dio's build, bro.
Bro, I just want Baki's build, like...
Alright,
huge.
Alright, let's work out, right? I'll get Dio's build, you get Baki's build, let's box. Let's see who wins.
Do I get his martial arts training?
Well, I got martial arts training.
I got like very limited martial arts training. Everything is like else is like street fighting.
Well, I know enough street fighting that we could just street fight. Box.
Next video, Captain Byron versus Captain Icicle boxing
Captain
match.
Icicle's boxing match. I'm gonna be built like Baki's dad. Alright, let's keep going.
I actually did see the newest season. If you want depression like that, hey. Because, like, he's the strongest in that verse.
And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex.
Can't even fight somebody without accidentally killing
Still
them.
really
Shit's crazy.
hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Yep. But then again, after some of the Ace Attorney shit I've seen, Navia, him fighting his own business with Mora doesn't surprise me, because even if he's using Mora to fight his own business, it funnels back into him.
Yeah.
Why is my mother calling? Sorry about that. They cooked your mother on Discord? I know, she can handle it. She's had to live with me my whole life.
Damn.
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use.
I'm still telling you, I think it's him from the Confriere. Because, like, even if he was
kind of fit.
Even if he was using his own Mora to fight his own synth business, does it really matter? Because he would just be feeding himself that money.
This is true. Because
if he has a synth business, if he's making like shitloads, right? Let's theorize about this. If he's making like shitloads of money off of a synth business, which is drugs, so he's obviously making a shitload, right? He could genuinely calculate a portion of that to quote unquote fight that business. And if he was fighting his own business, he'd never be caught. So he would always know where to sell. Because he'd always know where they were going to try to look for him.
Very true.
But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory.
And that's what Justin said. Actually, Paimon's right on the money with that one, because that's exactly what Justin said earlier. I believe the guard, it would be strange for the guards not to notice a loss of serial numbers on the robots, or that they have less of a supply of them. And then Paimon just said that too. We'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. Damn, Paimon, you're using your brain!
Holy shit!
If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Paimon? Using brain?
She's using only 4% of her real power.
No, that's only 1% of her real power.
Zawado.
Zawado. Chat, I'm thinking of changing up the schedule. I'm thinking of not streaming on Mondays or Tuesdays anymore and doing Sunday streams. Thinking of just doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday streams. Skipping Monday and Tuesday. What do you guys think? Also Sunday streams. We'll do the Try Not to Laughs on Sundays.
Yeah.
Sunny Funny Sunday. How does that sound?
Sunny Funny Sunday. I actually like that name.
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it be?
It's still Marcel. There's no way it's not.
If you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Because he is, bro.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight.
I just love that cop. All the way in the little right corner over there. Just chilling.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
If he had super hearing, he would be hearing the spiciest conversation right now. He would, bro. He'd be like, shit, them meddling kids be after me, dog.
Here you are. I've been looking for you.
Huh? Are aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Araneus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Let's go! It's trial time, motherfuckers!
Isn't that place built specifically
Let's go.
for holding trials? What's so news?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Oh shit, child's under arrest. I mean, he deserved it though. He deserved it though, trust me. Trust me, after you try to commit mass genocide, you kind of like witnessing that shit.
What? Is that
Just a little bit, yeah.
just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, try to defend his ass in court. Good luck.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances.
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
absurd,
We
don't you
unfortunately know this motherfucker.
I sucked his dick one time. I mean,
what? Pause?
What do you have to say? Pixel, do you think he should have been accused? Say something.
Bro almost did genocide. Yeah, he should be accused.
Should he be accused, Pixel? You think so? You think he's guilty? Wow. Any other opinions, sir? Okay. Do you think we should try to defend him in court Phoenix Wright style?
Hell no.
He was like, no.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands,
Rooster
then
would
it'll be
solve
next to
this case in a
impossible to get the
heartbeat.
guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right.
I mean,
Because
probably.
they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do?
I know. I was about to say, let's split up. She could go do the trial, or I could do the trial, and one of us can invade their home base.
Huh? Split up?
It's true.
What do you mean?
That would actually be smart.
Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Araneus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
I agree, Justin. I don't think it's theory. It's gotta be. It's gotta be more so.
Mademoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I still have a very interesting fact about the name Vache,
I'm ready.
but I won't tell you yet.
Malou, Silver, when did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving
Who's that?
Poisson.
Oh yeah,
Figured
Silver.
that you might
Hey,
require
Silver's back.
assistance.
Where's he been?
It's our hope that
Good
your
question.
confidence will be bolstered with
Where
the
were
two
you,
of us by
Silver?
your side.
Thank you so much.
Objection!
Objection!
Objection.
Objection!
We should also get going.
I don't have any characters that look really pretty swimming underwater, do I? No, I don't. Shit. This sucks.
Objection!
Objection!
According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Paimon, a synth production base being underwater is like intelligent. Why would you not produce drugs in an underwater hideout?
Like, who the hell gonna find you, man?
Exactly. You're gonna actually try to find me while I'm hiding in your underwater hideout? Fuck off, bitch.
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base.
Orange Rainbow Friend, there's like a global cooldown on that so it doesn't get spammed. It'll be ready in about a minute or two.
You're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Meanwhile, inside the Opera Epiclese.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's Bucciarati and Doppio!
What's up? Sorry.
It's Bucciarati and Doppio!
However,
no, like seriously, it's their voice actors.
People who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that
it
in
is?
Which case,
Yeah.
as long as
Child is Doppio's voice actor, and Edgeworth is Bucciarati's.
Bro, that makes so much fucking sense in this fucking scene.
When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Bro, I fucking love Shirina. Like...
Oh?
Yeah.
Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress.
He reminds me so much of Edgeworth. It's literally just Edgeworth if he became the judge. That's all he is.
Yeah.
In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Objection!
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
Because we can!
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Alright, chat, let's go.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Alright, chat, let's identify loopholes. On the day of the murder, Spina de la Rosa hosted a large banquet in the countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières, whatever. 2 gunshots. Callus, who had a motive to kill.
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already
got one.
considered
First try,
this
let's go.
possibility, and had sent out another assassin.
I think I could just use this one. No. Shit.
Something's not right.
Concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The deduction is based on the circumstances where there is no third person. But it turns out that there is a method that can clearly cover up the killer's tracks.
Hmm.
Primordial
A pile of
seawater.
clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene. And that they were turned into water after committing the murder.
Oh shit, I accidentally skipped it. Dude, Ace Attorney all over again!
Facts.
It's gotta be this one. Oh shit, it was that one?
First shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus.
That feeling when you do it accidentally because you're stupid.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
We're doing good, chat. Let's keep it up.
So that's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
You're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
But I think I agree with everything Navi just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
This is Ace Attorney, bitch! I don't need evidence! I just need to point my finger and say, Genshin, I win!
It's a record of people who went missing around the same time.
Like him?
We should be able to find a match.
I mean, that usually works.
My evidence is that I made it the fuck up!
Probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Because we whooped her ass in court the other day.
Embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearance case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then.
I'll be
wouldn't have
right
been
back.
the
Okay,
only one
use
in
the restroom.
danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Gotcha. There is no escape.
What all did I miss?
Right here.
Oh, we just got through the first half of the trial. We're about to enter into the second half.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Oh, this place reminds me so much of BioShock.
Yeah.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Out of nowhere, meanwhile!
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Busted.
Oh, my God,
Nice and spicy.
Emerge. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Emerge. Quietly now. Shine down.
Damn, this place is actually pretty fucking goodly guarded, yeah. English.
Did you mean this place is pretty well guarded?
Yeah.
That's okay.
But you know, English, bro, like, the thing I know, totally.
Totally. I'm totally with you, bro. I totally don't fuck up my sentences every 5 minutes when we're just me and you. I'd never do that.
I speak one language and it's bullshit.
No, I don't speak one language and it's bullshit. My one language I speak is fucking idiot. I'm fluently idiot.
I'm pretty fluent in that one too.
I say some pretty stupid shit.
That's just cool as fuck.
It is. It's so neat.
Busted. Right now.
Wings up.
These are some cool looking guards.
Now you shall perish.
Let the investigation begin.
After all that, we though, as expected, the mastermind isn't he. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia. What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names? Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water, and all the boxes of things, these names. That means... Oh, this is terrible!
Man, that was surprisingly dark.
I know. Genshiниmpact, a game for kids, except we're dealing with basically trafficking.
Yeah.
That means this is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient.
Let's try Seder in here.
Normal water, you'll get
He's in the middle of a hurricane.
pure stuff can dissolve
He has no power.
Paimon will take notes
Well, I
on
hope
this
he's okay.
incriminating evidence.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Fuck you, Ralph. Fuck you.
They're all just so evil.
And everything there is to examine over here. The only thing I haven't is this. Experiment table and bottles.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious. What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that...
Poor Paimon.
Oh no, we fucking straight up traumatized her.
Facts, bro. This is actually about, like, death and shit. Like, Paimon is not used to this shit.
We literally just took Paimon into a serial killer's lair and expect her not to freak out. She has the brain of a 5-year-old, bro. This is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone. You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why you did all of these experiments.
Paimon, are we supposed to be an E-rated game, aren't we?
Did he really think he'd be able to find a
I think this game is actually rated at like T for teen or some shit.
Is it?
I think. I'd have to check on the PlayStation because it would actually tell me like what the age rating is on it.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain?
Just Google it real quick.
He was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? In any case, Paimon will write it all down. We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalet wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything.
So now that we know
time ago.
Vashera was the one killing all these chicks, who would like to know the fucked up fact I learned about the name Vashera?
I mean, you might as well.
He was an actual French serial killer.
Oh shit! What's next, Jack the Ripper? Like shit!
Yeah, there was an actual French serial killer with the name of Vache.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
That's crazy.
What? No, can't be true. Don't make me fucking Google it. I've done this before. Don't make me do this.
Apparently the rating is Peggy 12. So not suitable for...
Let me see how to spell this
people under
motherfucker's
12.
name. Oh, so that's like actually like a kind of general adult rating. Because you could push a 12 plus rating.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side.
Let me see how to spell this motherfucker's name. After some time. How, what, man?
And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Joseph Vacher, French serial killer. Joseph Vacher was a French serial killer and necrophile, sometimes known as the French Ripper, or a French name that I'm not going to say, owing to comparisons to the more famous Jack the Ripper murderer of London, England in 1888.
I just mentioned his ass.
Yep. In 1888, his scarred face and plain white handmade rabbit fur hat composed his trademark appearance. He killed 11 to 27 people, many of whom are adolescent farm workers between 1894 and 1897.
Damn.
After his arrest, Vacher claimed he was insane and attempted to prove it in a variety of ways. He claimed that a rabid dog bite had poisoned his blood, causing madness, but he later blamed the quack cure he received for the bite. He also claimed he was sent by God, comparing himself to Joan of Arc. Despite his protestations, he was pronounced sane after a lengthy investigation by a team of doctors that included the eminent professor Alexandre Lassiange. He was tried and convicted by the Cour de something of Ain, the county where he had murdered 2 of his victims, and was sentenced to death on the 28th of October 1898. Vacher was executed by guillotine at dawn 2 months later on the 31st of December 1898. He refused to walk to the scaffold under his own power and was dragged to the guillotine by executioners.
Damn. Okay.
What Paimon? Venier. Isn't that Vacher's lover's
More you know.
Yeah. I can't find details of his crime, and I'm not gonna look them up.
Probably a smart idea. Probably couldn't list them on YouTube.
It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vacher and Venier's grown son? Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
Race back to the opera epic place.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
I'm curious about the kind of crimes Vacher committed. I'm actually really curious.
I'm not curious at all, to be honest.
Oh, dude, hell yeah! You wanna know how he got busted?
Hmm?
The way he got busted is really fitting. You wanna know what happened?
Yeah.
He tried to assault a woman gathering wood in a field. She fought back and her screams brought her husband and son, who quickly beat the shit out of him. Yeah, and he only killed women. Of course he did. Piece of shit.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
Okay, Edgeworth, calm down. Don't get mad. Don't get mad, Edgeworth.
Please don't get mad.
Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Objection!
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been
Perfect
Vacher.
timing, Justin.
Dude, literally perfect timing, Justin.
Huh?
Edgeworth, get the fuck out of my courtroom!
We've investigated your lair. We already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place.
Oops.
So I can't be dissolved. No matter what I do.
Oh, he just took drugs.
Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve.
Oh, we're having a breakdown.
I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me!
I love the fact that he called her an idiot, but this dude was using people as subjects just to get someone that was dead.
Translation!
To
Get his ass!
Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
I know, he called her an idiot, yet he was a serial killer. You can't get much stupider than that.
The charges against
facts, bro, like, the
no
fuck?
longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler.
Oh, is this it?
Yeah. You have collected to the guards,
Oh, no.
so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Got it, Water Edgeworth.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache.
Water Morax.
Worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Vignier.
Water Morax, who
During
was
an
edgy.
underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he
Phoenix
invented
right, here's
the
right.
abilities of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vache decided to assassinate their president, Callus, at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations.
You know, if he
that
just
was
did
eventually
nothing, he
successfully
would have got away
charged
with
in
it.
court.
Yeah.
Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
There's a little kid. I don't think I'd let my little kid be in a serial killer murderer trial.
Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vache.
Yeah.
Star Rail Wish. Oh, Cap, you sweet innocent child.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique...
Bro, I think that's the first you've been called that.
I think so too.
Guilty.
Still warm.
Guards! Vache away.
I'm not gonna say any more than still warm.
Good. It's what he deserves.
Sheesh.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
Didn't you know that public hangings were holiday? I know. So were the fucking guillotine sentences too. Everybody can see it. In my old hometown, we went to a local museum there in my old hometown, and you can see in one of the pictures of the square, you can see the gallows. You know, when you're about 14 and edgy as fuck, that's the coolest thing ever to see. Wow, that's where the gallows used to be. I can go hang out over there. Like,
Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over.
All thanks to you guys.
It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
It's fucking wild,
Please
isn't it,
wait
Justin?
just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Alright, it's time to be quiet again.
What
Oh,
now?
no.
None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Dude, your court
Oh, come
protocol
on.
should probably
Is
be
this
like,
really
this fucker tried to
necessary?
genocide
Haven't
an
you already
area.
caught the real criminal?
Probably should be in
Isn't it
jail.
time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
That was a fucking mouthful. The Oratrice Mécanique de something fucking cardinal.
According to the judgment,
Cardinal.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale,
Hold on.
Mr. Tartaglia is...
The Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. Oh my god, that is such a mouthful!
That is, yeah, that's a mouthful. I'm not even going to attempt, bro.
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice?
actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principles?
I think it probably actually did.
About the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is...
D'Analyse Cardinal. That is
of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards,
This is
please
suspect.
take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Damn.
Sit down.
Well, Tartaglia just got knocked the fuck out.
Be humble.
Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time we've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's
You got a
judgment
scratch
is
on
the
him,
final
wow.
verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you
Facts,
should probably
Justin,
ask
what
someone
the
more
fuck?
knowledgeable than me.
That was quick.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it.
I've never seen someone get humbled so quickly.
There either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
He was just like, alright, time to knock it the hell off.
Alright, time to chill out in my courtroom, bitch.
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Well, I know some
You
history
gotta
about
remind him
Fontaine.
whose courtroom it is.
Yeah, I had to remind him who Daddy was.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Don't tell me.
My dearest citizens, the one known as Tartaglia has just got knocked the fuck out.
The way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything
It was
that
pretty
just
simple.
took place, including my and of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence.
Wait, what? Justin, what? Fiorina, please fuck someone? Why? Why do you think she needs to fuck someone, Justin?
What?
I think he's saying she needs to get some dick and chill out. I don't even think she needs some dick. I think she just needs something. She needs something next to that cooch to chill her the fuck down. We're an equal opportunity offender around here. Justin thinks she needs some good, bro. The first step into being properly confident in herself is to break someone's pelvis herself.
Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as
Do they not know what he did in
fucking Leo?
Yeah.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things
Like, there's 100 things you can convict him on that one.
Oh, facts. Literally treasonous against Celestia.
I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
So she chose to make
Toodaloo.
her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect...
Bro, how'd you like that? Oh no!
Dude, that was like fucking perfect timing.
Alright. Even though we feel pretty badly for him.
There was just a shit ton of smoke, and then Joseph was like, "Oh no!"
He's done plenty of bad stuff. So he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Well, Hydra Edgeworth, I've watched you humble a man so quickly that it's not really even funny how quickly you humbled his ass.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny as fuck.
Well, I mean, it's fucking absolutely hilarious, but that's a hell of a way to get humble, bruh.
Yeah, it is.
In front of God and everybody, literally, bruh. Like, in front of God and everybody, man's got squashed. That's a tough pill to swallow.
The only thing Tartaglia did to him was a little scratch.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
What's up, you fucking sick bastard?
What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
I'm not gonna lie, after seeing that, I would be scared shitless of him right now.
Facts, bro.
Especially walking behind me.
I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove
Traveler
your
just
innocence?
said your mama
Give up.
said it.
You've already been
Really? You did? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
You're on.
Hydro Dragon!
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
He separated himself from humans.
Thank you.
Yeah, but he's also trying to understand them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's different than some of the other elemental dragons of Tavat who just want to beat the shit out of us.
I think he's a lot stronger as well, though.
He just wants the box. The The other ones just want to box. This guy was like, oh no, I don't just have to box you. That's just a fun side hobby I picked up along the way.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing.
Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache.
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey,
This is kind of creepy, though.
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vinier.
Why? But then, where is Vinier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vinier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vinier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
No. Yeah. She can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache. 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 Vache.
Drown.
I didn't see shit.
Well then. Aw.
Finally, we have
Novaletta's crying again.
Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
You think he knows what happened?
I think he does.
I knew something great was going to
I mean,
happen
that's
when
kind
I
of a
woke
hard
up in
thing
such
not
a good
to
mood today.
unsee, you know?
That, or if he is the Hydra Dragon.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that
He might also be sad because
Enemies
he
you work
technically
with
did wrongfully
always bring home
convict a
the
man and
bacon.
sentence him to
Who
death.
wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Yeah?
I might also be
You're
a fan.
really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give
Heads
up
or
on
tails,
the case all
Ralph?
those years ago.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads.
Damn it.
Oh, by the way,
One more time,
I ran into
50-50.
Charlotte
Heads or
just
tails?
after I left the memorial
Heads.
service.
Tails.
Maybe it'd be
Damn it!
There was no way
I
she
swear I'm good at
could
poker.
go.
I swear I'm good at poker.
So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
That could be taken out of context. She
story
was
was
all over me.
called
Ooh.
The True Heart of Darkness. Secret
Was I a
Tales of
witness?
the Yellow
Was I there?
Rose.
Can I be a witness?
To be fair, though, it was a really
Can I witness
flattering
it?
feature.
Okay.
So we've been on pretty good terms.
Do I have to
ever
fight
since.
Spider-Man
She
2099?
was
Like, I
trying to
will.
lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece
When
on
I
the
said I
serial
wanted to
disappearance
watch,
case.
and you gave me a fucking watch, that's not what I meant.
Super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Because we are really cool, Navia.
Another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte.
Oh, and in other news,
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
while you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clorand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clorand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, Actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure
I'll
thing.
go to Orange Rainbow Friend.
I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
To be honest, I think so, Justin. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That or her love turned to hatred considering what he did.
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Hydro Dragon, Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
Wait, that figure. It can't be. Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Justin over here, she go fuck him!
So Navia and Nervalette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
I'm not gonna lie, Nervalette definitely needs a hug.
Yeah, it's still raining. Oh, never mind. He must feel better now.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Paimon, wait. Why are they getting closer, Traveler? We should go.
We should leave.
If that motherfucker could thunderclap Child that hard, I don't want to know how hard he could thunderclap some cheeks, bro.
Facts.
You know, him being the Hydro Dragon means he could probably get some waterworks going, you know what I'm saying?
Still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Convenient. After all the bullshit. Now that he got his peace and he feels better, it stopped raining. Sup, Water Edgeworth? What's up, Edgeworth, with Von Karma's colors?
Your respects to her father.
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions.
I don't think Edgeworth has a hold it, does he? Because I couldn't find one when I was looking for all of the audio clips that I used.
I'm not
Please
sure,
feel
honestly.
free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor. Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason
I think
to
we're a
appear
little too
on the
close to
stage of the
Celestia.
opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea. But what is it really?
Oh, shit.
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vache and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask? My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
Just because I blitzed
For many
him very
years, I have
fast
been
does
quite
not mean
aware
that my
the Oratrice
investigation is
does not
going to go
simply
that.
mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium,
Did you see,
but it
Captain?
likely also
Justin's going to
possesses other traits,
DM you the
such as
video.
Yeah, I
of
just
the
got it.
Edgeworth.
Which is all to
I'll
say,
have to see if I can
I've been prepared
download
for
it.
a situation like this for a long time.
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored,
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, the time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do
Speak of
intend to
what?
get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say
What
that
is
Mr.
it?
Tui
What are we
Harbinger
speaking of?
will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
if you ask
Can we speak to it? Oh, not of it, to it. Sorry, I'm tired.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
I don't know. We'll have to wait until the next.
It's pretty.
We'd have to wait until the next Archon quest to figure out. I think.
It was my honor to provide you
Yeah,
with the answers I
because
could. I
it
very
seems
much enjoyed
sentient.
conversing with you.
Can we speak of it? Your sex
Soon be
life?
time for me to leave
Bitch,
this
I ain't talking about
peaceful
that.
tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
Alright, huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
I wanted to ask Judge Edgeworth Von Karma his sex life. Well, him and Navia seem to be working it out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, those clouds cleared up real quick.
He got them waterworks, bro. That was a damn good story quest.
Hey, you got a free wish.
Yeah, and I got another one. But that's all I ever get. Well, chat, thank you for coming out tonight. It means a lot to all of us here. We could do one more wish, so I'll pop one off for you, and then we'll go to bed. That's blue. Fucking lock up this account as ass, bro.
Facts.
Alright, chat. Thank you for coming and enjoying another episode of Genshiниmpact Phoenix Wright Edition. We will see you all tomorrow with, well, Phoenix Wright. Peace.